Still to come, Rusty Cundieff reports on a town that's members only.
The streets are safe, crime has been curbed, and our residents feel secure.
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn?
Oh, yeah. Definitely Brooklyn.
So you came into the city here tonight?
Yes.
Yeah? You're not from Manhattan, are you?
No, from the Bronx.
Oh, the Bronx?
The Bronx.
And you don't need a visa to get into New York, do you?
No, you don't need a visa.
You don't need special permission?
No.
In Chicago, Illinois, there's a suburb called Rosemont. And unless you can prove you live there, you can't come into the town.
This is fictitious, right?
I don't believe it.
You don't?
No.
Well, watch this.
Hail Suburbia, Rosemont, Illinois, with its neat and orderly rows of houses. Its folks working in their gardens, the local constable patrolling. Mr. Jones waters his grass, and the Smith boy does his chores. Yard ornaments and flags, kids playing ball, and plastic deer. Rosemont also has other things, like a city-built guardhouse with armed city cops at the city limits. You know, to keep people who aren't residents the hell out of there. They block off their town with an electronic gate. And it's surrounded by a long iron fence everywhere else.
While most gated communities are on private streets paid for with private funds, Rosemont is a public neighborhood. These are public streets, those are public cops, and it's paid for with public money.
Private gated communities are a fact of American life. Some 30,000 neighborhoods nationwide have tried battling crime fears with walls, gates, and private security forces. But Rosemont uses public funds to keep non-Rosemont residents from entering their city. Why? Maybe it has something to do with their neighbor to the southeast. Chicago. Was there something in Chicago that was worrying the people of Rosemont?
We have a lot of riffraff in the neighborhood.
Did Chicago somehow pose a threat to them?
You don't want riffraff around, right?
How could Chicago be the problem? Last year, before the Rosemont gate went up, there were no murders in Rosemont, no attempted murders, no arson, no rapes, no bank robberies, not even a drug bust. So what pushed the good people of Rosemont over the edge? What made them surround themselves with iron fences and a guard gate?
Was crime so bad that you think you needed the gates?
Well, the last major crime thing that I know of that happened in the village is a bicycle was stolen.
The people of Rosemont certainly do seem to be afraid of something, though.
Well, I was watching TV last night. I think it was Eye to Eye, and they had they call it home invasion now.
Home invasion?
Yeah, it's a crime where they go right into the house when you're home, and point guns at you and rob you. Once the gun's in your face, you give up a lot of stuff real quick, right? That's the newest form of crime, by the way, in case you didn't know that.
Home invasion.
Home invasion.
I wasn't familiar with that.
Home invasion? You and I can't even take a Sunday drive in this town. And if by some quirk you did get in, the cops will follow you to where you're going.
Have you heard any complaints about people being stopped or followed in here?
Yes.
So people do get followed?
Yeah, my son did, as a matter of fact, because he had a rental car. Another friend of mine who came through, the squad followed him to my driveway.
They just want to make sure you're getting where you're going.
You don't feel like you're in a police state or anything?
Absolutely not.
The streets are safe, crime has been curbed, and our residents feel secure.
Don't they have fences around the airport?
Oh, I guess so.
And security checkpoints? And why do they have that?
Crime has been curbed here. The streets are safe, and the residents feel secure.
I used to live out in the country, and I moved back this way because I didn't want my son talking to trees, you know?
We've stopped crime, the streets are safe, and our residents feel secure.
While the Rosemont people were feeling just great about keeping out folks from Chicago and anywhere else, we thought we'd give them a taste of their own medicine. We set up our own gate just a few yards away from the Rosemont police and checked up on Rosemonters who were going into Chicago. Mission accomplished. Now I was the gatekeeper.
I don't need this.
We don't need any help.
I'm gonna lift the gate. I want to get out of here.
No help. Everything is fine.
Do you have anything inside this car here in these tinted windows that we might need to see?
Well, the best man and the bridesmaid.
How you doing, sir?
Hey, he didn't answer my questions. It was time to get on the radio and dispatch our TV Nation patrol car to check him out.
TV Nation 1, looks like we got a Rosemonter headed into Chicago. Please follow.
After a brief high-speed chase through several counties, our cop realized the suspect was merely out for a harmless drive, and because he was out of his jurisdiction, he quickly hightailed it back to Rosemont. Meanwhile, back at our checkpoint, the real cops showed up.
You're going to have to remove this.
Yes.
For the simple fact that you're obstructing traffic.
Oh, I see. We were obstructing traffic, whereas they were providing security. I guess it's all in how you see it. So we took our checkpoint down, because nobody wants to be interrogated just for wanting to drive on a public street. They say fences make good neighbors, but when it comes to the gate in Rosemont, only the people on one side decided to put it there. And if you're thinking about putting a fence around your town, remember this: while you're fencing others out, you're also fencing yourself in.